Carolina Department of Natural Resources. Amber, there have been a few challenges over here, I know.
Oh yes, welcome to Hilton Head. Ask Condé Nast, it's America's favorite beach. And there are 3 million tourists on average, according to the Chamber, that visit our island. We have 14 miles of ocean-facing beach, and then we have side beaches. It's about 20 miles. Most of my volunteers are here at the conference. You'll see them in their blue shirts. Thank you guys so much for all of your efforts on this. I have no challenge finding people that want to do this. In fact, I limited it to 24 people for my staff that's permitted under my permit to work on the beach and move eggs around. And then I have an auxiliary that does outreach and things like that. We have had challenges over the years that we have resolved. We still have challenges, obviously, but one of the first ones that we noticed were the holes and how big they were getting. So we came to town council and they were like, holes, really? That's what you're coming to me with? That's what our priority is? I'm like, you have not seen these holes. Because town council doesn't go to the beach. A lot of the people who live here don't go to the beach, honestly. But when we brought it to them, they said, well, you will have to go do some data collecting. We want you to take pictures of these holes. We want you to count them. We want you to measure them. So we're like, okay, we can do that. And I started a group called Hole Patrol. That went on the front page of the Island Packet. They didn't like their name anymore after the comments, so we had to change the name. But you know, these holes were literally like Jimmy Hoffa holes. They were grave sites that you could bury somebody in, and they're dangerous. But they're dug with metal shovels. So we had an ordinance passed finally. You can't have a metal shovel on Hilton Head Beach. It can't be more than 30 inches long. You can't dig a hole deeper than a foot, and you must fill it in before you leave. That is an ordinance. How easy is that to enforce? Impossible. But it's there, and if the code enforcement officer sees someone with a full-size garden spade that is metal, he can actually take it from them, because that is the shovel that digs those holes. So we have recovered a little bit from that. We also have personal property. I feel like Texas is just us. So we said, in addition to that, we're having over 50% false crawls versus nests, and sometimes more. They hit the tent, they turn around, they go back. So let's make an ordinance where you can't leave that stuff out overnight. They said, okay, and I was surprised. They actually did that. Now we're gonna have to hire a contractor to pick it up after sunset. And I thought to myself, oh no, a truck and a trailer on the beach during sea turtle nesting season with hatchlings walking to the water, you have to hire me because I'm a sea turtle biologist and I don't make any money doing this. So I formed Spartina Marine Consulting. And I pick up the trash with a master's degree in marine science. I'm a trash picker-upper. And it's a lot, and it takes about 3 years for these ordinances to sink in. So over the years, I'd fill up a 12-foot trailer, no problem. Now it's better. The lighting is also an issue. We had an ordinance that went in 1990, requirement to renourish the beach. It was our first renourishment. And nobody had touched it for over 30 years. So it's like, you know, these homes are now glass front McMansions. They're no longer beach cottages, and the dunes are gone from all the storms. We've got interior lakes. We've got all these things going on. It took me 3 years to convince them that we needed to do that. And finally, in 2021, we got that revised. The other ordinances came about in 2020, and you know how awesome people were in 2020. Well, our beaches did not shut down. So it was elbow to elbow, and they wouldn't let me get close to them to announce the ordinance. But there was a lot of attitude. I got past the attitude, and now it's so much better. We are fortunate to have a Chamber of Commerce that participates in programs that are environmental to attract ecotourism, like the Fill It Forward. If you have not been scanning that QR code, y'all, we need that money, so please do that. And the town of Hilton Head also, when we became a 501c3, we were able to access accommodations tax funding. And a lot of you have been asking me about that. How do you get the money to do the bottles that we gave you? So if you're going to go home and ask your county, do we have this percentage that we charge to every room? We would like to get a piece of that. Maybe you need to look into being a 501c3 so that you can access that marketing money for education, because it really is just convincing people that it's the right thing to do. And thank you, Andrew, for being here, and all of you for coming to Hilton Head. We're so happy to have you here.